This upcoming quarterback class for the NFL draft kind of stinks. It's not really that good. Takes me back to 2013 when E.J. Manuel was the first guy selected. That draft stunk in terms of quarterbacks. Nobody in that draft. And that's kind of what this reminds me of. I mean, Geno Smith, I believe, was the second guy drafted in that class. So guys like Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, Dwayne Haskins. Some of these general managers are going to convince themselves that one of these four is the guy. They're going to draft them maybe in the first round. I don't know. But you look at next year's quarterback class, it's going to be a lot better. So some of these teams, do they want to draft a quarterback right now? Or do they want to wait? And if they want to wait, do they want a bridge guy like Nick Foles? There's also another thing to keep in mind. Unlike last year where you had Case Keenum on the free agent market, Kirk Cousins on the free agent market, Nick Foles doesn't really have to compete with anybody. There's going to be more of a trade market for sure for Nick Foles. Not only because he, kind of proved it again with how he closed the season, but because it's not like last year. I mean, I think guys like Josh Rosen would probably be the top guy in this draft, and he was the fourth quarterback taken. So that's kind of how I view this class. I mean, I really don't like any of these guys. Maybe one of them emerges, maybe I'm wrong. I was very wrong about Patrick Mahomes. In that class. I wasn't crazy about that quarterback class, and Patrick Mahomes turned out to be unbelievable. So it's we're not always right in these things, but I'm not crazy about any of these guys. If I like anybody out of the four that I mentioned, it might be Daniel Jones of Duke. Maybe some guys like Will Grier, maybe some guys like Ryan Finley of NC State. I don't know. But it's not a good quarterback class. So there is value for Nick Foles here. And, some of the teams that are kind of being talked about, I mean, you have a situation in Washington where you don't know what's going to happen with Alex Smith. And that's kind of a team that's kind of in the middle here. Do you rebuild? Do you kind of try and keep winning? And they have the 15th pick in the draft. So is that potentially an option if they want to trade? You're also looking at some other situations. By the way, I'm going much more in depth about this in a couple hours with Brendan. So we're going to talk about a lot more trade scenarios. But I think the other trade scenario that makes sense is I think Denver could be an option because of how John Elway kind of attacks the quarterback position, kind of likes to bring in the veterans. I'm not a Case Keenum guy. They tried it. I think they could move on from him and get an upgrade in Nick Foles if they wanted to. And I think another situation that might make sense is the Jacksonville situation, obviously. And I've talked about that extensively. So I think those three are the three destinations I think make the most sense for a potential Nick Foles trade. I think the Giants could be another one if whatever they decide to do with Eli Manning. The Patriots would have been one if Nick Foles retired. And I'll tell you what, if the Patriots, did I say Nick Foles retired? Tom Brady retired. If Tom Brady retired, I think that would have actually made the most sense is him going to Foxborough. Let's see, where are the other teams I got written down here? Cincinnati could be a sneaky one. I don't think they would though. Not that Andy Dalton's any good, but they got the young coach, and they're going to want to find their own guy. Miami, I think, is looking to next year. I don't think they're going to trade. Oakland, I don't think, is ready to win right now. I don't think they would trade, although they do have a 24th pick and a 27th pick. I mean, would they trade one of those for Nick Foles? I would say that they're probably not going to, but do keep in mind that John Gruden has, gone the older veteran quarterback route in the past, if you remember Rich Gannon in Oakland. So there's that. All right, that's about it for this video. just wanted to talk about, just really quickly why it's going to be easier to trade Nick Foles potentially.